Welcome back, guys.
Pandias class.
It's the Brothers Geek Out podcast. It's episode 147. 147. Hope you guys are well and safe. G-Man here. We're at Mum's house today. We're going to have some dinner, chill, relax. But we've got so much to talk about. And if you guys have not seen it, then you're in for spoilers. So watch it, come back. Again, we're having that Avengers theme where almost a year it carried on with Infinity Wars and then Endgames, and now we're back to Wandavision, and it's a great feeling. So let's talk about other stuff before we jump into our theories about what happened in Wandavision in episode 5 this week. We are going to talk about a movie I saw the other night. Actually, first of all, hold up. How you been, G? You alright?
Yeah, I was waiting for that, bro. Yeah, I'm alright, man. I'm alright. My man's just getting straight into it. Yes, bro. I've been alright. It's been a good week, busy week. Lots going on. Been watching new shows and whatnot. Kingdom. Started watching Kingdom. A lot of people have been telling me it's a Korean zombie show based in the medieval Korea. And my friend in Korea, work colleague in Korea, she told me about it ages ago. I never really got into it, but then I got into it. Fucking awesome. Loving it. I'm on season 2 now.
How long are the episodes?
They're about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour or something. Okay. Yeah, so I've got into that, been watching that. I watched a couple movies the other week. I watched a film called White Tiger, which is on Netflix.
Haven't seen that yet.
Which is pretty good. I won't say much about it, but it is a story about... It's based in India, and it's almost a story about the rich and the poor. And
it's how the caste system, isn't it?
Yeah, about caste system and how the poor are programmed to be thinking one certain way and how the rich treat them. It's very kind of relatable in the sense of humanity, rich and poor and caste and all that sort of stuff. So, great story. I won't spoil it or anything, but I think that's pretty good.
We'll go from there. Definitely.
Yeah, and then other than that, man, things have been cool. My God, CNY this week. So happy. I guess for next week we'll say it, but I'm sure people are getting ready for CNY in Asia and everything. If I was out there in Singapore, I would be there. But I'm still stuck here.
We had a good busy week. We had 2 more guests come on the podcast, which we'll share over the following couple of weeks. Shout outs to Paul and Ashley. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Our episode with Dax is out at the moment. You guys can check that out. The next one that comes out is going to be with Tasmin, the aspiring Kryptonian. That comes out in the next week, guys. So check that out. But yeah, it's been alright. It's been a busy week.
New
Katsumoto.
Just
in his power pose. This guy is looking epic, man.
Shout outs to Pop Toys in Hong Kong. They're doing these figures and whatnot, and Ashraf found them and he loves buying their figures. He bought Ogring, is that it? Tom Cruise, and now we just got Katsumoto from Last Samurai, one of our favourite movies. I still think it's such an underrated movie from everything.
It is. I suppose people see the title of The Last Samurai and they don't... I don't know, you hear Tom Hanks, Last Samurai.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
Sorry, Tom Hanks. Shit. Man,
if I got Tom Hanks, it probably would have got an Oscar, because that dude always gets an Oscar for any movie, but yeah.
That's true. I need to find out more history on this. But anyway, listen, greatest soundtrack ever. To this day.
Yeah, I've heard people say very ignorant shit, and I'm just like, forget it. I'm just saying that. Tom Cruise, no, it's a white guy, it's all this. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to hear it. Conversation's over. When I hear that, I'm like, don't watch it. You shouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. With that mind frame, don't watch it. Or, yeah, forget about it anyway.
Yeah.
Big film, big product. Next one is, I can't pronounce his name, but it's like Oju or something. The guy with the... He is a real samurai. That dude. So I think that's the next one Ash is going to get.
Yeah, look, interesting one. Guys, check out our episode on The Last Samurai, the therapy session, and how much love we have for this movie. And you're right, there are people that have that ignorant sort of mentality to things like that, and everybody's got their own.
I don't blame him, to be honest. I don't blame. Remember Paul Mooney from Dave Chappelle? he said it himself, so I don't blame him.
Exactly.
But the movie, when you watch it, it is a brilliant movie.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. But move on to another good movie I watched, but actually, really, Regina King, shout-outs, director. She did a movie called One Night in Miami. based on an event that happened between Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke, which is it's such a powerful movie in its own, and I hope this movie sweeps up all the awards because it was such a good watch, bro. I had such a good watch. I did not expect. You know, you hear of these four iconic guys together, and this was the pinpoint of crucial changes in all of their lives.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought it was going to be a movie where there's loads going on, different environments, different scenes. No, it was literally them four in a room having a conversation of history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Literally a conversation of history or discussion or argument or whatever.
No,
as you said, each one of their lives was an impactful moment in each of their lives, and absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know what exactly is 100% accurate and real, but right, I think the basis of it, the conversations and whatnot, it was probably accurate, but I'm sure there's some things that were added, I don't know, but powerful, bro. Powerful. I loved it.
Great movie, man. Absolutely great movie. I mean, the actor who plays Malcolm X, like, at first I was like, oh man, he doesn't, like, kind of, you know, you always go for looks, innit? Even the guy who played Muhammad Ali was like, right, he got his voice on point. You know what I mean? The adjectives and things he used in the sentence, I was like, right, he broke it down. But Malcolm X, he took a bit of time to get used to it. But then when he did get in, I realised, man, this guy sounds like him, man. An English actor as well.
Oh, is he English?
He's an English actor.
Brilliant.
So the more he went into it, and the moral of the story about having power in certain sectors, that you can use it in a way to empower your own people and, you know, rise above all the madness that's going on. The guy was so passionate, man. It's a different story to Malcolm as well, because I know majority of the movie was based around Malcolm. It was based around Malcolm, and
I was gonna say, I think people get Malcolm a bit mixed up as well because he was aligned with the Nation of Islam, which is not the true form of Islam.
Yeah.
He had so much passion for the and this is like what's going on now, right? But he had so much passion for the motive, right, of empowering his people, black people and whatnot. Yeah. He got caught up too much in, and I'm using these words, they're not the right words, but I'm just using them. He got too much involved in the movement. And the movement, unfortunately, might have been a bit negative. There could have been violence and all this sort of shit that was not necessary.
Yeah.
But the motive was always pure, and that was just empowering his people. And I think he was so passionate about that, he even discovered the true Islam, which is, I can break bread with white people, and white people are not my enemy, and
that's right,
and all that sort of stuff. And the beauty about it is, like, his motive was so passionate that it led him to the truth of Islam and also bringing himself together with white people, which at that point, you know, the Nation of Islam was like, you know, they're the enemy. We can never break bread with them. They're never going to be able to help each other and whatnot. So that was the beauty, man. I loved it because I'm talking to people now and I'm like, you know, if he carried on with that movement, it would have been a lot more violent and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And that's what the difference is between having that pure motive of, you know, I want to empower my people, I want to look after, not just black people, I'm just using it as an example, empower my people. Then you get so radicalized, violence comes in. It's like, you're not a part of the motive, that means you're my enemy. No, like, that's not the right way. And I think that's the way the Nation of Islam kind of, you know, it did portray itself, and that's not the true fashion of Islam. And even Muhammad Ali saw that eventually. You know, he saw that as well. So it was I love Malcolm X's story. My girl's got the book for me to read, so I can't wait to go there. And I'm a shit reader, so it'll probably take me forever, but I will read the book.
That's why Ash has got it here somewhere, bro. You could have started.
I don't think he's got the one.
I gave it to him. The autobiography.
The autobiography, you got it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, maybe I could get started here. But I love that, man. I want to make that. I wanted to make that clear, man, because again, with me, this is just my opinion. I just think there is a difference between the motive and the movement, and I think sometimes with the movement's great, but that's where things get radicalized within that. The movement has faults in it, but the motive is always going to be pure. But that's my opinion. Now, maybe I'm using the wrong words, but if you get what I'm trying to say, he had so much passion for that motive that it brought him to the light. And then unfortunately, the movement as in the Nation of Islam, killed him, right? That was what happened. But the reason why I love his story so much, right? At least he found the true Islam. At least he found, well, forget religion for a second, but at least he found pureness in humanity.
That's
white,
right.
black, brown, whatever it was, before he did die.
No, of course.
I think that's so much powerful, because when you see that kind of change, that's when you're like, because you love Malcolm X. But you know, when you, especially as a Muslim, when I do see it, I'm like, oh man, you're such a great person, and then I get what you're coming from, and I support you so much. But that Nation of Islam is a little bit, and maybe I'm talking shit. Someone, if you know that I'm talking shit about the Nation of Islam, I'm not as educated as them. I'm just going on what I believe as a Muslim. So please forgive me if I'm saying something wrong, but I do just feel like, you know, when he transitioned onto Islam and then he got murdered straight after that, I just feel like, you know, praise Allah that he found truth in humanity and Islam.
Man. Like you know, like, bro, he brought me to tears in that movie, because that section where he was telling Jim Brown about, this was a crucial moment in his life as well, realizing that I'm following a dude who's more, like, worse than what we're trying to fight for.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, he just broke it down. There's a scene in there, guys, when you watch this movie, it's a must watch, it's a must tell people, it's a great story about these guys before a massive transition in each of their lives happened, you know what I mean? But he brought me to tears in one section where he was talking about how much it meant to him personally to get out there, but without all the madness that was going on. It's a shame that they did show a part of his paranoia that he was suffering towards the end of it, and it was upsetting, man, because you know, he saw a better way after. He knew it was,
he knew the right way. And I that's why I say it's so relatable now, especially with just using the Black Lives Matter movement right now. I call, again, I might be using the wrong one, but I call it the Black Lives Matter motive, because we're all gonna back that motive no matter what, right? With the movement is when he's kind of been like, that's what I'm saying, if some things could go wrong, and that's where you always have bad apples, right? With whatever sect, Islam, Christian, whatever, you're gonna have bad apples, and that's where within that movement, if it's not controlled or whatever, people will do bad shit and they make the motive look bad. You know what I'm trying to say? Put negative impact on the motive of Black Lives Matter, but that's not the case. It just comes down to certain people that fuck up things. You know what I mean? And I think he saw that in that phase of his life. He was like, man, like I know I'm doing the right thing, but I just don't think we're taking the right road towards
it.
You know
it. I mean? And that's what he was trying to explain to them, boys. In that moment. You know what I mean? He was trying to explain that to them, and it's just, you know, after watching that documentary where that brother was trying to find, you know, because his murder's unsolved, Sam Cooke's murder's unsolved. You know what I mean? You're like, these are big guys in the game, and their murders are still unsolved to this day. It's unbelievable, bro. That's how you know, like, because there's another movie I watched, and how much the government play and people play in parts of this, and money, you know, money does that thing where you could get away with shit. Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo.
I didn't see that one.
That, bro.
Was he a journalist or something in that? Or?
No, in that one he's a lawyer.
Okay.
And it's based in West Virginia. It's based on this big company dumping. It's so important you guys get the chance to watch this. The documentaries have been out as well, where they've poisoned the water with all types of chemicals. And you're talking about 50, 60 years of this poison being produced in, you know, people are catching cancer, leukemia, testicle losing, and all sorts of madness. And these large corporations are just getting away with it. You know what I mean?
We were talking about it today. Who was I talking about? With Jacob or something? No, we were talking about yesterday about the COVID and the vaccine and all this sort of stuff. Like, someone's making money off it. Of course. And then and I'm not saying that's fine, but we are going to have to just pay the price.
Yeah.
Because they said the vaccine, for example, I'm going off topic now. They said the vaccine, for example, is mandatory. That's cool. I won't take it unless I'm forced to. Like, I don't take the flu vaccine, right? I'm cool to just rely on my immune system. Now, I like to travel. And if I'm told to travel, you need to take vaccine, fuck it, I'm going to take the vaccine. I'm going to take it. I've got no fear. And yes, businesses are going to make profit off it. It's just the way of the world. And that's just the way it is, man.
Bro, this lawyer, to this day, is still battling for every person in that
movie.
It's so good, bro, man. It's heartbreaking. because it's the reality we live in. They say 99% of humans carry this this shit in our system.
Fucking hell.
Because it comes from, bro, everyday, like, plastic and non-stick items, stuff we used to cook food with. You know, it's in everything, in our jackets, bro. In the couch, in our clothing, it's in it. So, as we evolve as human beings, it's going to be embedded into our DNA as well.
Jeez.
It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I've been waiting to watch that movie for a long time, so watch that. And,
money, power, businesses.
I don't care.
Don't get me wrong, man. We all have our selfish ambitions to make money, look after our families, have our dreams, and buy these figures and whatnot. I get it, man. I get that side of it. But when you're endangering or putting other people's lives in
danger, bro, they're some of them guys up there. I'm talking about billions, trillions. Yeah, it's cool. These kids were born deformed, bro. Their teeth were rotten, stained like black. And it's heartbreaking to see that, man. And Mark Ruffalo's character, the lawyer, and his documentary is amazing. He wanted to get his message across. Shout out to Mark Ruffalo for doing that movie. It's really good, man. I know he's a guy who does stuff like this and really pushes the message out there to the world. Because if they've got the medium to do that, then why not?
Yeah, that was Malcolm X's
main thing
in that conversation that he was having with Sam Cooke and Muhammad Ali. It's like, I'm not forcing you to become Islam or whatnot. He preached that, but he was just talking about use your voice, and he was talking to Sam Cooke because he was the most popular with his music, right? And he was just like, all I'm saying is you have the most powerful voice out of all of us. Just use it. And then that inspired him to do that tune. What was it called? Sorry,
Change is Gonna Come.
Change is Gonna Come, which is an amazing epic tune from him, and that's all that Malcolm X was trying to say, and that's what people are trying to do now. But bro, I had this conversation today with these corporations or whatnot. There should be no poor people in this world. There should not be no poor people in this world. There should be no world hunger. Billionaires can pay it off like that, but they won't, right? Because it's just the way of the world. And I'm not going to blame them. It's governments and corruption and all this sort of shit. And as us human beings, it's always going to be poor people in the world, even during this COVID shit, bro. So many people go out of business, right? All these small businesses are suffering, the economy is suffering. All they could have done is say, guys, it's a global pandemic. Listen, government, we're going to talk to corporations and say, listen, corporations, don't charge rent to these people right now. Like, we're in a global pandemic, let's figure this out. But no, like, someone who's got a local business still has to pay rent. So what choice do they have? And then they lose their business and listen, you could stop, when you say stop the economy, you could just tell them companies don't charge rent right now, just put stop on it. I don't know how that affects things economically, but I'm pretty sure, like, to just get rid of this virus and whatnot, or just during these lockdowns, you could have just saved people, or government could have paid for their rent or something. I don't know, but
it's a whole bigger question with that, man. And after watching the video that's been circulating with Uncle from the mosque who passed away, there's so much to it, bro. I don't know. There's something bigger going on. You know what I mean? But yeah.
We got deep.
Yeah, it's got deep.
Always getting deep. Man. All right. Well, so that was a brilliant movie anyway, man. One Night in Miami. If you haven't seen it, go 100% watch it. It's
Dark
definitely
Waters as well.
Dark Waters as well. I need to watch that one. I need to go into
that one's good.
Yesterday we watched a comedy just to lighten things up. We watched a comedy called Bad Trip.
How was it?
And I'm so basic, but I can't tell you who's in it and whatnot because, basic. Because I'm basic like that. However, it was hilarious. And me and Jakob, and we haven't had that kind of laughter in ages. And Jakob was doing his old college days, and just dying, punching him, bro. So the film is a basic comedy. This dude, he basically traveling to New York to find a girl to tell her he's in love with her, right? That is the premise of the story. But as they go through the movie, it's a movie, but as they go to certain parts, they turn it into a prank show, for example, right? So, for example, he'll go into, I don't want to spoil it, but he'll do something, right? He goes into a bar, gets super drunk, and then falls over and smashes into box. Now, that's already been planned, but the general public and people who's been in the bar don't know that it's planned, right? Okay. But they pull it all in the movie as a part of it. So you're watching a movie of this story and this comedy, but then you're seeing these pranks that are being done.
Interesting.
So it's actually hilarious, and there's some scenes, like I say, me and Jakob were dying, and it's the first time I've seen Jakob die like that since
It's
college
been a while,
days,
man. It's been a while.
Because remember, he laughs so aggressive, he starts punching everyone.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I remember,
He's that guy.
I'll never forget when Dwayne used to sit next to him like, oh man, I can't even enjoy the movie, boy, you're hurting me.
Move.
It was hilarious.
Bless him.
Bad Trip. Yeah, check it out. It's a comedy. I can't tell you any names, but it was hilarious. But yeah, on the lighter note, watch that.
No, definitely. What have I got on my list to watch still? I've got so much. I mean, I started The Crown, and now I'm going to have to finish it off. Now, interesting because some of it's real, some of it's dramatised. But it's getting a bit boring now. I'm on season 2. Season 3, and it's getting a bit basic now. Queen's got older. At the beginning, it tells you, all the rough hardships and what she went through, and which is quite, I'm always not been a fan of the monarchy, but understanding it a little bit more, it's weird. In a way, I've got to say, some of these programs are good because it gets you into a bit of history.
Yeah.
Because then it wants you to look up. The first thing you do, you Google, man, what affairs, what's going on? You know what I mean? So, interesting. So, we're still going through that. I started my nephew's book. So, yesterday I got to do 2 pages, so I'm excited to get that done this week. My plan is, I've been putting it off not putting it off, it's just one of those projects that have just been there on the list. And yesterday I started it, so I don't want to speak too loud because my sister-in-law probably here. So I want to surprise them with that on Friday.
Awesome.
So that's some good news.
Amazing. That is amazing. What else is going on, man?
Let's get on it, man. Some of these people are waiting for it, bro.
Alright, let's geek out, right, about Wandavision. If you haven't seen it, then we're going to spoil the shit out of it for you. And go watch it. Episode 5. Oh my god. Listen, alright, I'm working on Friday, right? And then my guy from Hong Kong, we geek out sometimes, but he'll never message me out the blue. It's only when we got a meeting scheduled and then we would start geeking out about other things. My man messages me out the blue, like, G, have you seen Wandavision yet? It's episode 5. I'm like, no, bro, remember, I'm 8 hours behind. I'm 8 hours behind you. I'm still working, right? He's in Asia. He's finished right now. He goes, oh, my, let me know when you've seen it. I'm fanboying out right now. And I'm like, oh my god. For him to message me, something has happened. And then you message, and I had to finish off work. And then you message me, boys, brothers, please, can you watch it? Bro, first of all, they're kind of like spoilers because now I'm expecting something big. In a way, I'm like, oh man, shut the fuck up, don't tell me nothing. What? So I think next Friday is Chinese New Year in Asia, so I'm not going to be working on that day. I'm probably going to wake up straight away and watch it. Or I might even stay up Thursday night, and when it hits midnight, boom, watch it. But, bro, that was the beginning of the multiverse. That is Marvel at its best, getting everyone's attention to this show, blowing up the internet. Listen, man, Marvel just doing what Marvel does best. Kevin Feige, all of them. Makes those 4 episodes, all those episodes that will come in and people are like, oh, I'm not feeling this, I don't know what's going on, and had no patience. Bro, this just busting up.
So good. I mean, the way they laid it out. So, like, interesting, before we get to the point where you probably already know, if you don't know, then you lose.
Well, you might as well say it since it's been talking about it.
So, WandaVision. Vision starts to clock like there's something wrong. And I love that scene because he's like, there is something wrong. When that email came through and when he spoke to that guy and he was like, it's Wanda doing all of this, my mind's hurting. I'm like, what the fuck?
Shows
and then
her power level,
when
man.
she talks to when Darcy Rambeau and what's her name? Jimmy Woo start talking about reality and that scene where she shoots the Kevlar and she was like, she's basically altered reality from what I was wearing. And then a Fantastic Four sign and...
Wait, what did I miss?
Huh?
Fantastic Four sign? What did I miss?
Can you see it? It was on... You know when they were talking about... I know a guy who's an aerospace scientist and they had a number 4 in the corner, bro.
Did I miss that?
Yeah.
I'm watching that after this. Oh my god, bro. Are you serious? Was it... Are you serious?
In that scene.
I missed it. Was it someone she phoned? What about the dude
No,
she
she
phoned?
goes, I'm gonna phone somebody. You know when she said, they said Captain Marvel, and she goes, don't speak about Captain Marvel.
There's something that I'm interested in.
So I'm
that
interested
too.
to find
They
out
built
about
something
that.
about it, yeah.
And then she goes to the board and says, oh, I know an aerospace scientist that would be interested in this. We could get something going. You know when they were talking about something getting into the place?
Oh,
And on the board it had like all these numbers, and it had a 4 in the Fantastic Four, and she was talking about Reed Richards, bro.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, man. Jesus, that is... I'm going to watch it again, man. But that scene was epic as well, because they touched on how she is the strongest Avenger.
Well, it's
again.
the power, because she's basically kidnapped like over 1,000 people in this little city, which was originally Eastview, not Westview, Jersey, and created her own alternate universe. I mean, it even shows her breaking into S.W.O.R.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. is
That was a brilliant scene.
like basic now. S.W.O.R.D. is the new like S.H.I.E.L.D. You see Vision in different parts. She comes take him. So basically she's created this alternate reality where... Well, alternate dimension in there? I don't know, bro.
She's created her own... I guess it's reality, man. I guess it's a reality because anything in there is based on... She's controlling all of them. She's controlling everything that's going on in there and anything that comes in and out. And if you're going in, you're straight away under her control. Now, in House of M, the comics, if I remember correctly, she changes reality
completely
as we know it.
Yeah.
So this is just a bubble. But in that, it's the fucking universe, right? That's why the Avengers and X-Men have to try and go kill her in House of M. But this is just a city. But anyway, it doesn't matter if it's just a city. It just shows finally showing how powerful she is, because she has
because they
everyone
even
under
say
control.
it, you know, she could have killed Thanos.
Exactly, Rambo said it, right? She could have killed Thanos.
He rained the fire.
Exactly. So listen, man, it just shows how powerful she is, and I think they've developed her so well because we were talking about the other day on the live stream. She's still a kid, or maybe she's grown up since then, but Cap kept on referring to her as a kid back in Civil War. You know, they're just a kid. She's just a kid. You can't imprison her and whatnot.
Yeah.
She's gone through so much PTSD as a young child, brother dying, the shit she went through as a kid anyway.
Yeah.
Got radicalized by Hydra, Vision dying, all that sort of shit. My question is, and then we saw what happened when she broke into the sword and whatnot. My question is, because her and this is what I love as well, Clint, Hawkeye, her and Clint were concrete. And in House of M, because I kind of done a recap as well, she kills him. She kills Clint. So that's why in the movie they made him kind of like, he was like her
buddy,
yeah, like her guidance. Like, you're an Avenger now if you're coming out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of Endgame, it's kind of deep. So at the end of Endgames, remember they have their little moment again, and I'm like, this is deep, because when I got a refresh of House of M, I'm like, oh my god, this is deep. That's why they done that in Avengers, Infinity War. I think they made them two kind of close, because it's kind of
because they're bringing elements from all the comic books, man. Like they're bringing it in.
I was gonna say, my thing is, I know Clint is probably retired and whatnot, but I wonder what happened. This is what I hope they tell us. What happened after Endgames to this point? Why is no one looking out for her? Cap probably left not instructions, but kind of like, look after these people, blah blah blah. Where is everyone? Like, so I'm very thinking about that. And other thing, I think Vision is alive. I think she brought Vision alive, because if you remember in Infinity War, Banner was talking about, if you take the Mind Stone out, Vision will still have the best of Jarvis and Banner and Stark and be Vision. So even though the Mind Stone's out, I remember in Black Panther, Shuri was gonna try and take it out. Scarlet Witch, she's still developing her powers. I think the PTSD, all that shit, the grieving she's going through, I think it elevated her powers, and I think she was able to bring him back alive. So the process that Shuri was trying to do, I think Scarlet Witch has done it in her reality. Because if he wasn't alive, he wouldn't know.
He wouldn't be aware. Bro,
yeah, he wouldn't be aware. He'll be fully under her control.
He's slowly breaking out of her spell and doing his own thing. So he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
that's why I think he's alive. Otherwise, he will be 100%.
Because he said he doesn't have no memories, bro.
He doesn't know what happened before.
Yeah.
This, exactly. Because that's because Thanos ripped his head off. Bro, so that's that. I'm moist over that. And I love the fact that Vision's trying to he's still he's pure. He can hold the hammer, remember that. So he's pure, so he's shouting at the love of his life saying, you're hurting people, you're hurting his friend at the office and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I loved that scene, and he's just like, I don't remember what happened before this, but and also like there was so much other things, like, you know, the blood, remember the advert? I was realizing the other day, the advert with the tissue and the wine or the red juice drops and then the tissue wipes out, and the tissue was called Lagos. That was in Nigeria, Lagos. That was the blood that she spilt.
Yep.
But I think the tissue was to wipe off, like almost like she's wiping away the blood that she spilt in Lagos.
Blood on the ledger.
Yeah, exactly. As they say in oh my goodness, man. It's the connections, the everything, like,
and the kids.
The
they
kids
age themselves.
Jeez, yeah.
She's brought them into reality, bro.
They're real in her
real
reality,
kids.
yeah.
So let's get to this part. So while they were having that little disagreement, and he's trying to tell her, well, not disagreement, he's trying to tell her to stop whatever she's doing because it's not them, it's not her. There's something else. There's more to this. The door rings, and before that, I'm gonna rewind a bit. The sons talk. Actually, wait. The door rings. They open the door. They give you a shot from the back, and you're like, motherfucker. They brought him back. Then they do a shot from the front, and you're like, motherfucker. They recasted him.
And Darcy says it. Oh my god, she recasted her brother.
So Quicksilver is in the picture, and it's not the original one. It's from the 20th Century Fox X-Men. Yeah, they changed it up completely. And there's memes going around. It's fucking moist. I love seeing that shit online. I even did my own one this morning.
This is how this opens up a whole new discussion for us to geek the fuck out on, right? This is, to me, the start of the multiverse. Mm-hmm. This is obviously, I think, the introduction of mutants.
Yep.
This is the introduction of the mutants from the 20th Century Fox, but this is what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to keep because the fear, my fear is that I don't want all those characters from the 20th Century Fox X-Men. I'm sorry, but no. I think they can recast a lot of them. That Quicksilver actually was very good. Yeah. That's why I think they brought him back.
Yeah.
Same with, I think, same with Deadpool, for example. They kept Ryan Reynolds because he was awesome. So I think this Quicksilver was on that level. That's why I've said, we'll keep you. I think, basically, he's from a different multiverse, right? Because Darcy said she recasted her brother. In that world, in that universe, right? Her original brother died in Avengers and Age of Ultron. I think there's so many theories that we can go off, but I think what Marvel's going to do is when they open up the multiverse, is going to have mutants coming from different multiverses. This is my opinion. This is my thought. And he's from the 20th Century Fox, and anyone they keep from that 20th Century Fox, like be it Wolverine or whoever they want to keep, Hugh Jackman, whatever, they'll bring them in from there. But the other mutants, I reckon they're going to recast them and bring them from other multiverses. That will be their way of recasting it, I think. But the fact that they used the 20th Century Fox thing and connected him is I swear that's like movie production, whatever, history, bro. Like, who the fuck has ever done that? Like, have they?
Well, no, this has never been done before, bro. It's never been done before. Never been done before. She says in that moment before the door rang, I didn't do that.
That's another thing.
I didn't do that. Now, my theory on that, and I've spoken to all my friends online. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. We think it was the kids.
You think the kids done that?
Yeah. Because when they were having that conversation, when she goes, don't you have a brother or somebody or a sibling or something? And she goes, yeah, he's not around here no more. And they go, ain't you sad? And she was like, yeah, but the camera pans into her face. I think the kids brought it back. Because they're mutants.
They are mutants. And
well, whatever reality, whatever they are, they're...
But how could they... Okay. Well,
because they've got the same powers. One's a speed star, the other one's a... What do you call it? They didn't come from Vision. They don't have nothing on Visions. They're going to have everything she has. And her bloodline has.
That could be a good point. Yeah, I mean, because that makes things even more interesting. Because yes, she was arguing with Vision, and the door rang, and Vision was like, "Oh fuck!" And she was like, "No, that wasn't me." So that makes me think also, maybe it's the kids, but there's something else going on, because she had that scene when the drone went in, she came out
Oh,
she looked like
to speak about that.
Yeah, she looked like the big evil in the program because she looked evil.
Of course.
Now, obviously, she didn't kill everyone, right? But she is not in a good place.
She's never used her powers like that before.
Exactly, never, and she would never do that to humans.
Exactly.
So think about how cautious she was in Civil War, when how devastated she was about what happened.
Exactly.
To this point now, where she flipped the guns on everyone. Like, she came out and said, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. She didn't hurt anyone, but she made an attempt to say, I could kill you.
And that was like a homage scene from the first X-Men movie.
Oh my god. That also, it's like, oh my god.
And they do, I saw this today, they did this little clip where they used the clip from Magneto from Dark Phoenix in the train scene when he crushes the train and brings it, like he does this thing with his hand, and she does the same thing in that scene.
What, the same hand movements?
Yeah, it was like that, and she dashes it. And you're like, what the fuck?
Man, listen, she looked... I don't think they're going to make her evil in these movies, but I think they're going to just kind of cross that.
Well, no, I think, as we said last week, bro, we're going to get a few more episodes of this alternate reality that she's created in reality. This is going to introduce Doctor Strange, and it's going to go into his film, but it opens up the Spider-Man universe as well.
This is crazy. And also, notice this episode was 40 minutes, so we're getting a bit more longer, which is great.
Oh, yes.
And also, I think, I agree with you.
I'm going to watch it again, yeah?
I'm watching it again. I want to see that 4, bro.
Yeah?
Let's watch it today. I don't think... Excuse me. I think what you said is right. I think Doctor Strange will show up at the end. I've got so many other theories in my head. I think maybe, again, someone else is fucking around with the multiverse. I have a theory on Baron Mordo. Remember at the end of his movie, because this is linking to Doctor Strange too. A multiverse. That's called the multiverse.
Yeah.
I got a feeling Baron Mordo. Remember at the end of Doctor Strange 1.
He said there was
too many sorcerers, and when you took that guy's power, he got power. Remember that Jet Li movie, the one. There can only be one. Yeah. I feel like Baron Mordo, and again my theory, is going around taking sorcerers' powers, but also going through the multiverse to take sorcerers' powers, because there can only be one. And I feel like he opened up the multiverse, and I think maybe that Quicksilver went in, and that's how he's there. That's what I think. But I think that's one of my theories. The other theory is there is a big bad, be it Mephisto or something like that, who is creating multiverses and whatnot to bring him. I honestly think that Quicksilver is from a multiverse. That's what I think. The multiverse is already open and he slipped through, and I think that's going to be a story that comes through. Or, if that's not the case, the other theory is, this is what another theory is, yes, maybe she goes fucked up in this, right? And maybe she is just about to change reality as what we know it, right? Not just the town, maybe she takes over the whole world, right? Nobody can fuck with her, so they get in Strange, right? Because he's the only one that might be able to do something. And as you were saying, maybe he comes in through a portal, drags her through the portal, they're fighting, elbows and shit, and then something happens with their powers, and that releases the multiverse within the portal, and they go somewhere. I don't know, making up shit. I love it. I love the fact that this show makes us think of that sort of stuff, because we clearly don't know what the fuck is going on. But they've set it up in such a way that we're making it up ourselves, and because we've got so much of the comic books to go off, and Doctor Strange and all this sort of stuff, we're just like, we're designing it in our head, and
exactly,
it's exciting to us, and whatever they give us is also going to be exciting. It's fucking amazing, bro. Marvel's, man, bro.
Man, absolutely awesome.
Moist.
Absolutely
I'm too
awesome.
moist right now.
Same here. Alright, man.
I think we covered so much. I think we could go on for another hour talking
We could,
about this.
we could, definitely, but I think we should... Guys, thank you for the comments, and there's new subscribers to the channel, bro.
Awesome, thank you, guys.
So massive thank you. I'm gonna try and let this do its own work, and if you guys do like it, then we do appreciate the comments and the likes and the pushing of the button of the subscribe button and the notification, because it means loads to us, and it grows the channel, and more people get to see our thoughts on what we love, pop culture, and SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify. You can check us there. But no, I think we leave it there.
Yeah, man. Otherwise, I could talk for another hour about what I think. We both can talk about another hour what we think could happen. So, hey, next Friday, man, we got so much to watch. But yes, let's leave it there, man. We can geek out. We
Cool.
can geek out so much. Guys, check out the conversation we have with Dax. It's very inspiring to hear his story.
The link's in the bottom.
Check
Click
it
on
out.
that link on that bottom.
Check it out. And
Click
look,
on it.
appreciate everyone's thoughts, man, and everyone's support, and hearing us geek the fuck out.
Alright, guys. One love. Peace.
Peace.